Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. It is Starrapter here, and welcome to another episode where I talk about Star Wars comics. This week from Marvel, we have Darth Vader issue number 3. So this is our third volume of the series from Marvel. And just to recap, because it's been about 4 months since we have last experienced the story, we are in the arc called Dark Heart of the Sith. This is part 3. And in this arc, this is during the events, like slightly after The Empire Strikes Back. Darth Vader is devastated that his son Luke would not accept him on his journey to rule over the galaxy as father and son. And now he is out to get those that, according to him, made Luke weak. So that tracks him all over the galaxy. In the first issue, he goes to Tatooine. That leads him to Coruscant, to Padme's shrine, her old apartment, which then leads him to discover that somebody that looks exactly like Padme from the Phantom Menace is out holding against him, and that is none other than Sabe, her handmaiden, which if you've read Star Wars Queen Shadow by E.K. Johnston, you're going to know plenty about that character, and she ends up wanting revenge on this person that killed Padme. So this turns from a story that goes with Vader trying to learn more about Luke to him learning about who killed Padme because he's not quite sure at the end of Revenge of the Sith. He is told by the Emperor that he killed her in his anger, but I don't know. He just wants to find out really definitively how she died. So that is where we pick up in this issue number 3. They are headed back to Naboo, which is someplace that Vader has not been, I'm guessing, since he was Anakin Skywalker. Remember, this is the place that Palpatine came from. He used to be a senator. He lived on this planet. So that is what's really cool about this issue, because we open up and there's this really strong dichotomy and imagery of this dark cloaked figure of the Dark Lord of the Sith in the fields where the shacks are roaming, where he was once as a young youthful teen with Padme rolling around the fields and playing dead. So that was really cool. And there's lots of flashbacks in that first sequence where he's imagining that he was Anakin and he was with Padme again. So they are going all throughout Naboo, and this issue is really a love letter to the prequel fans out there, especially if you're a fan of The Phantom Menace and a fan of Attack of the Clones. There's so many awesome callbacks in this issue. So we go to the Lake Retreat. Yes, we know that plenty from Attack of the Clones, and they're ambushed by Sabe's people, which ended up being Gregor Typho, Captain Typho himself, and Captain Tanra. If you're familiar again with Queen Shadow, he is one of the lead characters in that book. So I was shocked. I said, "You got to be kidding me," out loud, because I seen those characters appear, and it was so cool. And they belong there, right? They are so intricately involved with Queen Shadow and with Typho being involved with Padme as her personal security. It's really cool catching up to these characters that, I wasn't really thinking about a lot, like what they were doing during the original trilogy, but same thing with Sabe. Like, this is such a cool connection. Greg Pak is doing an expert job at really pulling together various elements of Star Wars in such a masterful way. And so they all go on this journey. They know the code to tell what happened with the security clearance codes. So that leaves them on the Bongo. We go into the Lake of Naboo, and we are greeted once again by the Colo Clawfish, except this time we have Darth Vader. And as this thing is crunching down on Sabe and Vader and the little Zed droid, which is pretty funny comic relief. He's a forensic droid that has been the compatriot of Vader throughout these journeys. They all end up in the ocean, and Vader just slashes the Colo Clawfish and basically wards it off. They then get down to a big bubble. Like, it's a Gungan bubble, and it's a secret hideout where we learn that, Sabe was actually plotting against the killer of both Anakin and Padme. She wants to kill him. She had vowed with her Amidalans, as she likes to call them, which encompass the members of Captain Typho as well as Tanra, that they will kill Vader. It's Typho that calls out that Vader is the one that kills her, and that's where we leave off as he calls in one of those big sea dragons to come and clamp down on the bubble. It's such an evocative cliffhanger that leaves me just wanting to read the next issue, and luckily we only have to wait about 2 weeks if everything goes according to plan, which, in the last 2 weeks we have gotten Marvel Comics, so I'm hoping that is the case here. But yeah, this issue was quite something, and Greg Pak continues to deliver with such an engaging story that's told between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And the way I think about it is this is the last time we're really spending with Vader before his demise in Return of the Jedi. We have this time period, which I'm not sure if it's 6 months or if it's a year in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. That's not confirmed officially yet. But getting told these stories that take Vader back to his stomping grounds, back to him. There's callbacks in this issue about how Tanra and about how Sabe had gone back to Tatooine to try to free Anakin's mother, and obviously they don't know Anakin and Darth Vader is the same person, so they are continuing to try to tell the story. You could just tell, like, just through the mask of Vader, you could tell he's suffering some kind of anguish knowing that, yeah, they tried to free his mother, and well, that's ultimately one of the things that led him to the dark side, is the death of his mother. So just really digging more into the depth of Vader's psyche in this issue is something that I think is just really cool. And I mean, you guys got to pick this issue up if you're a Vader fan. This series has been so well done. I'm hoping that it ties again into the mainline Star Wars comics and maybe the Bounty Hunter comics and maybe even Dr. Aphra again. We'll probably see him show up in there at least one more time. But yes, what did you guys think of Darth Vader issue number 3? Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. Next week, we could finally look forward to getting Star Wars issue number 4. It's another series that I've really been liking a lot. It's been a long time since that series, so I'm probably going to go back. I'm definitely going to go back and reread those first 3 issues for that. As far as other content on this channel, you can go ahead and subscribe if you aren't already, because I talk about Star Wars on a weekly basis. That is going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.